So this USDCAD analysis for Monday, the 19th of March. Now, let's have a look what happened price and where price may likely go. So we had price come down towards this. You know what? I need to get a definitive look here on this level. So our lows here. So we had price come down towards this 128.03. From which we did see bullish buy side momentum return to the market. We hit up towards that 128.39. Strong move to the upside. Consolidation held a consolidative. We were consolidating above this 129.44. Successful break from which we did break above this 130, which proved problematic on a couple of occasions here in 2018 so far. We had a decisive break and we've had a slow move to the upside. A slow move to the upside, a slow persistent move to the upside to above this 131. Now, if we do seem to have already had a test of the 131 with the added confluence of the 20-period moving average. So if we do have another test and we do hold on to this 131, the very next level to the upside that we are looking at here is, these are levels that we are looking at to the upside here on the USDCAD. If we do see the upside continuation and we do hold this 131, we are looking for price head up towards that 131.88, where we could potentially see further sell side momentum bring us back down towards that 131. If, however, we are able to break above this 131.88, we are looking for prices then head up towards that 132.54, which potentially I would expect to be the far end of the range here, unless we do have a unusually volatile day here on the USDCAD. Beyond the 32.54, the very next major level I've got marked out here on the chart is all about the 34.57. Wouldn't anticipate coming into focus here on Monday, the 19th of March. So for now, 132.54. If we do see strong, buy side momentum persist here on the USDCAD. Now we do have to be aware of the possibility of. Of seeing further sell side momentum return to the USDCAD. So if we did have a breakdown from the 131, the very next level to the downside I'll be looking at. I'm just going to wait for these charts to load at the moment. Can't believe I pressed refreshed. And let's just, my charts are not cooperating at the moment. So here we are. USDCAD. So here on the USDCAD, if we did break down from this 131, the very next level I've got marked out here on the charts, the downside is all the way down at the 130 level. So previously found major support at the 130 level. So support resistance at the 130. There we go. That's what it's meant to do. Not refresh the charts. Let's make sure I lock my drawings on the charts. I wouldn't want to move anything. So the reason we're looking for potential support if we do break down from this 131 would be we found resistance there, and previous resistance could potentially act as support here on this market. So if we do break down from this 131, we'll be looking for price head down towards that 130. Successful break from which we'll be looking for price head down towards that 129.44. And if we did break from 129.44, head down towards that 129 level. So those are pretty much the levels that we are looking at here on the USDCAD. We are in a pretty strong market in terms of its bullishness over the most recent, in light of the most recent trend in this move from this 128 all the way up to this 131, has been a very strong, persistent move to the upside. Now let's just have a look at the higher time frames. So first we head over to the monthly chart. We get the scale on here correct, and we'll hide the drawings for now. So here we can see on this monthly chart, we've had a strong move upwards. Had a pullback, another move upwards. I think it was a bit of a bear flag that was forming, a bit of a channel that was developing actually, a bit of a channel or a bear flag, however you want to interpret it. We had a sell side move, head down towards like 120.60 or so, had a move upwards, another pullback. We did see him poise head down towards like 120.60, but instead what we did post was a higher low. So we've had our lows here, posted a higher low, very strong candle from last month, the month of February. Very strong candle, and so far the month of March is almost equally as strong. There are a couple of days still left in March, but we do have a candle trading near its highs, and it is very bullish at the moment. So we'll see how prices develop from where we are here on this monthly chart. I suppose the next logical likely level that we are looking at on the monthly chart is a move up towards that 135. A move up towards that 135 before looking for moves up towards the 136.55 and that 137.93 and around that 138 level. Those are levels that we are looking at here on the monthly chart if the current trend persists and in light of the most having a higher low posted, which is somewhat bullish for prices. Now, what we'll do now is we'll head over to the weekly chart to see how prices are developing there. It's going to be a similar scenario. On this weekly chart, we can see we've had the sell-off, consolidation, breakdown, broke below the 200 period average, brief break up, had a consolidation in around at 129, underlining its importance. Weren't able to break, had a further sell side momentum, post a higher low. So we've had our lows, higher low posted, breakout above the most recent highs of the 129, had a brief consolidation beneath the 130 level where we tested it before we did have this pretty sizable candle to the upside, a decisive candle closing near its highs in the break of that 130 level. So there is a potential for strong upside continuation in light of our most recent trend, and the most recent trend does appear to be to the upside here on the US dollar CAD. We'll have a look at the daily chart before wrapping up here. There isn't really much more to say on the weekly chart, and as we can see here on this daily chart, after coming down towards side below this 123s or so, we've had a move upwards, brief pullback, higher low. Again, interaction with the 200 period moving average, a brief pullback, decisive break to the upside, a move up towards that 400 period moving average where we do have the 130. 130 round number, likely an area of interest for a lot of market participants, along with the 400 period moving average adding confluence. We did see sell side momentum take us down towards that, from that 130 down towards that 128, 200 or so. 200 or so pips to the downside on that retracement, from which we did build up enough buy side momentum from there for a move and a break, a decisive break of the 130 along with the 400 period moving average, reducing points for a further upside continuation. At some point here, we do expect to see a pullback before we head up towards that 134, 135 level on the US dollar CAD. And with that said, that pretty much wraps up the US dollar CAD analysis. Thanks for watching.